What's up, everybody? It's your shot Buie. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button as I upload videos on a weekly basis covering the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. This is Ballin' with Buie. Today I want to continue March Madness and break down the Sweet 16. The chalk kind of returned in the Sweet 16. There weren't nearly as many upsets as we have been seeing throughout this tournament, but it's still several good games. A couple blowouts also, but let's jump in. First game, 1 Gonzaga, 5 Creighton. Never really was too close. Gonzaga dominated like they've been dominating all of their games to this point. They got the win, 83-65. That's what I predicted they'd win. I have them in my championship game, so it's not a surprise to me. They're going to be moving on to the Elite Eight to take on the winner of USC and Oregon. And that game is still going on. By the time you guys see this video, that game will be finalized and we'll know who the winner is. But it's halftime right now, and USC's up 15. So it's probably going to be USC. And no matter who it is, I don't care if it's USC or Oregon, Gonzaga's going to win. So it's kind of irrelevant, but USC is looking like they're going to be able to pull it out. Moving on down, Michigan versus Florida State. Again, another game that never really was close. Michigan dominated. Michigan has been playing really good in this tournament, which I did not expect. I did not expect Michigan to be playing this well because they kind of ended the season a little rough, but they have been absolutely dominating the teams that they've been playing. And they pick up the win 76-58 to move on to the Elite Eight to set up a matchup with UCLA. They pulled out a big upset. They knocked out Bama. I had Bama in my Final Four. But yeah, they move on. They get the 88-78 win in overtime. And it was a really good game. Alabama hit a clutch three just about at the buzzer in regulation to send it to overtime. But then UCLA absolutely dominated in overtime. Alabama had no answer in OT. But yeah, UCLA moves on to set up a matchup with Michigan. This has been a great run for UCLA. I mean, you made it all the way to the Elite Eight. You went from a play-in game all the way to the Elite Eight. No one expected that. So shout out to UCLA, but I think that's where it's going to end. Michigan is going to halt that run, and Michigan's going to be able to advance to the Final Four, I think, to set up a matchup with the Zags, which should be a really good game if that's what happens, but I think that's what I got happening. Moved on down, Baylor versus Villanova. Baylor was down at halftime in this game, but they were able to pull it out 62-51. They dominated the second half. Villanova, I mean, they had a solid run. It was kind of controversial on how much we could trust this Villanova team without their star player, but they played solid. I mean, they made it all the way to the Sweet 16. But Baylor was just too much for them, and they advanced to the Elite Eight to take on Arkansas, who broke Oklahoma natives' hearts in this game. Or ORU, Oral Roberts, was representing in this tournament, and they almost pulled it out. I was rooting for them. I wanted them to pull it out, but they just fell short. Arkansas was able to hit a clutch shot towards the end of regulation. I can't remember how much time exactly was left, somewhere around 3 seconds, to get a 72-70 win. But, you know, good job, ORU. I mean, you made some hella noise in this tourney. You did some damage to everyone's brackets, so that's what you want to do when you're the 15 seed, is ruin everyone's brackets. But Baylor and Arkansas is going to be the matchup in the Elite Eight. I think Baylor's going to be able to handle Arkansas pretty handedly. I don't have too much faith in Arkansas being able to beat Baylor, but you never know. You never know. Moving on down, got Loyola Chicago versus Oregon State. This was kind of a flip-flop game. Both teams doing fairly solid in the tournament. I thought Loyola Chicago was going to be able to pull it out, but they were not. Oregon State pulled it out, and I cannot believe Oregon State is going to be in the Elite Eight. That's crazy. You got 12 seed Oregon State in the Elite Eight, and then you got 11 seed UCLA also in the Elite Eight. That's insane. All the big name schools, all the big seeds aren't in there like we're used to seeing. But anyways, Oregon State's going to move on to set up a matchup with Houston. They were able to pull it out against Syracuse, which I did not think they were going to be able to beat Syracuse. I thought Syracuse was going to be able to continue their run, but Houston pretty much dominated them. They got the win 62-46. So that sets up a matchup, Houston-Oregon State. My gut feeling says I should roll with Houston, just because they have looked really good in this tournament. But Oregon State, they're dangerous, and I don't know how much of a problem they're going to be able to create for Houston, but I think that is going to be a good game to watch. Houston, Oregon State. Running back through the Elite Eight matchups, so it's going to be Houston, Oregon State, which I think might be the best game of the Elite Eight. Then you got Baylor, Arkansas. I think Baylor's going to walk through that one. Michigan, UCLA. I think Michigan's going to walk through that one. And then you got the Zags versus either USC or Oregon, because that game's still going on currently. By the time you see this, it will not be, but I got the Zags walking in easily. So I think Houston, Oregon State is going to be the best matchup in that Elite Eight, but only time will tell. So I'll see y'all then. Deuces.